Are you willing to lose it all for what you believe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if we don't have it, then we have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about my career anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I care about my children's.
Me too.
The country that they're going to live in.
What we care about is my career. I mean, I'm willing to lose everything. Rob Schneider there, actor is willing to lose everything. All those, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy. Francesca, I'm not going to be that guy. I was on the verge.
Be it.
He's willing to lose. What was it? Was it Deuce Bigelow?
Deuce
was
Bigelow.
it Waterboy?
I can't even. You're not even allowed to say gigolo anymore. It's sex worker.
Hot chick. That's right. Emily tells us. I remember hot chick. That one actually was really funny.
You're not allowed to call chicks anymore.
You know what? I'm a bit torn because Rob Schneider, actor here, as we heard, he's talking to Glenn Beck. He's willing to lose everything because he's willing to come out and point out. Oh, he's a conservative, he's a Republican, he's a Trump guy. And as a matter of fact, he has a very long monologue, I guess you could call it, to explain why. See if you can follow a little bit of this.
And my hope is this. My hope is a beautiful story from a chaplain in England. When the American flyers came over in the early days of World War II, their friends were getting blown out of the sky. He said, our friends are dying, why should we do this? And the chaplain was really, woke up and said, well, humanity has come out of the dark ages. We've come out of where people get burned at the stake. And there's a darkness that we have come out of and doing a more of an enlightened period, a more freer period. And he said, this is a step back into those darkness, into the darkest parts of humanity. And we need to stand up for that now.
We are emerging from the darkest parts of humanity. In comparison to the story about World War II pilots that were talking to the chaplain about why should I go fight further? Because I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel because there's no hope in the world. Unless you vote for Donald effing Trump or maybe support him through all of his potential crimes that he's doing. Either way it goes, it's a very dramatic scene there.
That makes no sense.
That's what I'm still trying to figure out. I was hoping you somehow had an answer for what he's talking about here. Because it's a new future for his children.
This is why you're not gonna be the leading dude, man, because you can't even tell an anecdote about World War II correctly and make it make sense on anything, man. Like you probably had that ready in the way. You're like, oh, no, don't worry, I've got this. I'm gonna inspire a lot of people. We don't even understand the parallel. And if you're trying to say that like you're somehow on the good side of like a battle against the Nazis, you're not. Trump would butt in there like the Kool-Aid guy and be like, there were fine people on both sides. Anyway, bye. Like that's Trump during World War II. Fine people, right?
Yeah, or even more specifically, Adolf Hitler very strongly said, like, let's keep it real. Because he's backed up folks because they strongly said something. But you know what, Francesca, you're being unfair. Rob Schneider had more to say. Maybe he can convince you here. Let's watch the rest of this.
And that requires this. So they all flew.
We are there again.
Yeah, and it requires a new set of flyers.
A new set of Flyers, maybe the Philadelphia Flyers. They haven't won in a while. By the way, as I mentioned off the top, yes, this is ridiculous. Yes, whenever conservatives, actors, specifically Hollywood folks come out as conservative, it's this whole dramatic thing. They're coming to persecute me. You know what? They got rid of me in all of my films. You know what? They've blacklisted me from Hollywood. I'm willing to risk it all. Well, just chill out then, bro. I'm sure there's plenty of people that probably disagree with many things that all of us libs out in LA have to say, but they just keep it to themselves or they talk amongst their friends. Why did you go on Glenn Beck to announce it? And again, the reason why I'm torn is I think Rob Schneider is hilarious. I'm one of those weird people who thinks he's actually really funny. Hot Chick was kind of funny. It was ridiculous though. By the way, I want to jump straight down to this other part because this is the most fun part about this whole thing. Down to graphic number 6, you guys, because Gina Carano was responding to some of this stuff that was going on because Rob Schneider's putting himself out there. And we're talking about flyers. We need new flyers from World War II. Gina Carano, actress, and I think she's a former fighter. Was she a MMA fighter? She says, "I'll fly with you, Rob Schneider." She'll fly with him. Now he's got his co-pilot. By the way, she was fired from The Mandalorian because she was posting about how anti-vax people are like Holocaust victims. You know, that over-the-top stuff everyone was saying when they were pushing back against any vaccines during the height moments of COVID. But I did want to play this one trailer that she was in. This movie was mockumentary, I guess we can call it. Was called My Son Hunter, and I think you can understand who that's about. But Gina Carano was involved in it because she's been blacklisted. Watch.
So I'll tell you what's going down.
You know who I am.
They told me you were VIP. All connected to the government.
What kind of a moron forgets to pick up his laptop at a repair shop? You're a Biden. Act like one. Everything he built, his life, I just ruined it all. I want to know everything that's on that laptop that can ruin my erection. My friends, it's time to party!
Didn't you know I'm taking control? I'm making appearance and I gotta go, cause I get a mansion.
I can't seem to find anything but positive stuff on the Bidens.
Who's the point man for the foreign policy in the Obama regime? Joe Biden. So it looks like he needs $1 billion.
So the obvious next question is,
Where's Hunter? I can remember getting paid some money, but I can't remember what for. Well, my dad says we never discuss my businesses, period. Or my cut.
what's happening in there? Joe's in on it.
Party's over! Good boy.
Was that My Son Hunter or was that Madison Cawthorn and his sex orgy parties? Because that's what I remember hearing someone talking about. So apparently this is supposed to be something that's gonna convince people that this is real.
I didn't really like Hunter Biden before, but I think he's cool AF right now, dude. That dude is dope. I like him.
That guy gets mixed up.
I think the only problem with that trailer was that Rob Schneider wasn't in the middle of it going, "You can do it." Yeah,
you can do it. Oh,
they really. I mean, they could have mixed that in next time. It'll be the, my son Hunter 2. It just. I love that so much. I also I'm sorry, but Gina Carano is someone who in the early 90s, if you had a woman who was like an MMA fighter, who was like stacked, right, bulky, and kind of, I really liked her character in The Mandalorian. Rob Schneider would be the kind of dumb comic who would make fun of her because she was bigger. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the kind of his freedom mentality is no, that's not a lady. Do you know what I mean? This is the level that we're at. And also, here's the other thing. Yeah. You can't be canceled if you couldn't book jobs in the first place. That's the thing about being canceled, is you kind of gotta be on top of your game. I don't even know where Rob peaked, maybe 97, I'm not sure. Depending on how much he was riding Adam Sandler's coattails at what movie. But you gotta be somebody before you can claim that they're out to get me. No, they just don't want you on their movies or in their shows.
I'm not gonna let this Rob Schneider slander continue. I'm gonna go home and watch multiple movies tonight to make myself feel better about this.